what is it that we are doing where performance is concerned is available with us so that we can share it with like-minded people and associations like GBCI for this rating that we managed to get. So thank you very much for that. And we have a no smoking policy throughout the IT park. We ensure that our housekeeping and the team uses chemicals which are
a lot more positive, a lot more productive, and that's not just because he made us laugh, but that's because of all the changes we've sat here and we've made and the efforts we've been put in over so many years. Even the water you guys are going to be washing your hands with, which now with COVID you'll be doing a lot more of, it's all recycled. There's a microclimate we've created within the tech park that's there because of the amount of trees and the things we've planted over the years. And this list is really long, some of which Zamir touched upon, but it's all because of the amount of time and thought that's gone in, and it's because it's been an attitude towards sustainability. It's become a big buzzword, especially in our commercial real estate today, is, it's green and sustainable. But I think us as Indians, we're naturally connected to the earth and to nature. So that makes a huge difference to what we can do for the world. We've realized the role of sustainability, and now we're measuring it scientifically. And I think that's what LEED is really all about, is to give us that output and what we do scientifically. So we're here, we're creating a better output for the world, and Raiaskaran is sort of at the forefront of it. And we know that we're seeing already a change with all the employees when they're coming in, they're leaving a lot happier, they're leaving a lot more positive. It's not only helping the productive day, but when they go home, they just have a better life. And to do all this, I really have to thank our ground staff. They've been really amazing. All through COVID, when everyone was scared, our chairman, Mr. Rajan, told us, take it as an opportunity. It's the first time in 10 years there's nobody coming into these doors. So change everything and change it while you have the chance. So when everyone was home, we were meeting here on a daily basis, seeing what we could do and what we could change. And the result of all that change has led us to today. So we're quite excited. We welcome the LEED team, we welcome all of you, and we look forward to doing a lot more. Thank you.
We've got 3 nurseries on site. We use native plants and trees that are there, which actually help us conserve water in a way as well. In 2017, we decided that it's time for us to do something with regard to the chiller platform that we have, the chillers. So we decided to go in and replace them, which was done at a huge cost. We bought in the most energy efficient Mitsubishi chillers available at that time. And we reduced the actual consumption for our clients and for the common areas by over 30% by doing that. Some of the other things that we've talked about and done is, right from inception, we've gone ahead and put in double glazed, no e-coated glass, which helps reduce the consumption of energy within the office premises and the common areas.
I'm here to prove it wrong, and I'm here on a Friday evening. So that's one thing. But I think thankfully and diplomatically, I think he actually excluded IIM Calcutta. He said he gave an example from IIM Bangalore, he gave an example from IIM Ahmedabad. So thanks for that. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and kudos to the Raiaskaran team for including him in the session. This is actually a good clutter breaking side as well. So what I thought today I'll do is, I think Zamir and Yuvraj have actually given a lot of information about the building and LEED. So I'm not going to go into that. First of all, let me first thank Yuvraj for the incredible achievement of making this LEED Platinum. Mr. Zamir, thank you for hosting us today. Isha, wherever you are, thanks for coordinating this wonderful event. Suraj, our lead consultant who has come all the way from Pune. And obviously our team, Paddy, who is our regional director of Mumbai, our marketing team, Kanti, and Saurabh Gupta from Pune, I should not forget, because he has been one person who has been with this team as well. So I think it's a great team effort, and my effort today is to just very briefly talk about who we are and what are we doing today from a LEED perspective, and what is that we plan to do for the future. So we are a 28-year-old organization, US Green Building Council headquartered in Washington DC. So LEED is our flagship brand, and And over the last 28 years, LEED has actually proven how buildings can save on energy, water, waste, carbon footprint, and also enhance the human experience as well. So we work with 22 billion square feet across the world. That's a good slide, but interestingly, or this is something which I'm always very proud of, is the fact that today India is the 4th largest market for LEED, and we work with close to 2.5 million square feet in India. That's an incredible achievement, and I think leaders like Mr. Yuvraj are actually taking India into the forefront of sustainability. Thank you, sir, for your personal leadership here. So, while LEED has been embracing sustainability, which again, to repeat, is all about energy, water, waste, carbon footprint, etc. over the last 28 years, in the last 4 years, we have added quite a few important features, and I think it's very important for the audience to understand. The first is health and wellness, right? So I think post-COVID, everybody is talking about health and wellness. How buildings can help the health and wellness of the occupants inside. It could be an employee in the office, it could be a passenger getting into a metro station, it could be a person getting into an airport. All of us do that, right? We go into retail outlets over the weekends. Our kids work in, study in schools and colleges. We may hop in into a hotel, we may hop in into a hospital. Now, the point is, all these buildings are LEED certified are also taking care of the health and wellness. So, even the Raiaskaran unit which has got LEED Platinum certified, it's very important to understand that it adds the health and wellness. I think Mr. Yuvraj spoke about the air they breathe. They possibly breathe some of the best air in the world. The other important thing is resiliency, right? So today you're aware that across the world, climate change, global warming, whatever it is, so we are facing a lot of disasters, right? And especially from an Indian perspective, I think we are very vulnerable, right? So I come from Chennai, so from an average of, let's say, 1 or 2 cyclones a year, we are today facing 3 to 4 cyclones. And as Mumbaians, you're aware that you may have never actually heard about a cyclone in the Arabian Sea, but in the last 4 years, if you saw, there are enough cyclones forming in the Arabian Sea, although luckily, I think escaping Mumbai, going on. But so those disasters today are happening. And what is the relevance back to us? The buildings have to be resilient. So that's something which LEED provides as well. And the last part is equity. It's a very important element today, social equity. How buildings are inclusive. I think I saw the video clipping where Raiaskaran is speaking about creche for kids, right? So what does LEED do? When a building is getting constructed, it asks a question to the project owner, how are you taking care of the construction workers? Are you providing their families and kids enough security? And when you're building something, all the dust, etc., does it impact your community at large? Right? Those are questions which we pose. So today, whenever a LEED building is getting constructed, all that is taken care of. Right? And we also ask the question, okay, your building is complete, you are become LEED, but how are you impacting the community positively? Right? I'll give you an example. Last month we celebrated a LEED green school in Chennai. And what does the green school do? After school hours, they open the playground and the garden to the village kids. That's a sign of inclusivity, right? So today, I think we are all here in a wonderful industry, in a wonderful park in the middle of Sakinaka, in the heart of this thing.
What benchmarks do you need to have to achieve this kind of a prestigious certification? Because obviously it's a formal process, you're applying for it, and there are lots of applications you're getting. So how do you have to do?
So, as I mentioned, there are 5 important criteria. One is the energy. How does the building do on energy? Second is water usage. Third is waste, because today, as you're aware, waste is a very important topic for India. The fourth is called human experience, which is all about the indoor air quality. And the fifth is called carbon footprint, which is, let's say, an employee in the office, how do they travel from home to office? Are they pooling their cars? Are they taking metros? Because if they come in a private car, they are doing a lot of footprint, right? So those are the 5 pillars of LEED which we use to certify projects. Have I answered the question?
So, I mean, from the other people, other organizations who probably have been shortlisted, so what really what is the one major thing that set apart Raiaskaran?
So, one is Raiaskaran. What they have done is they have actually converted a 15-year-old property, an existing building, they have retrofitted to go LEED Platinum. which is extremely rigorous, extremely tough, because it is easy to go for LEED for a new building, a new design building, but to retrofit an existing building to go LEED Platinum is something wonderful. Point number two, let's not forget that this wonderful property is in the heart of Mumbai, because today many of the other things which we have done are all in the outskirts where they have enough resources to play around, but to be in the heart of Mumbai and to do it is incredible. The third important thing is they have used data, because as I mentioned, we have launched something called a LEED technology platform. So this building has used data to become certified, which means they have adopted a transparent approach. It is not about documentation, it's not about paper, it is about real data, and that data they can monitor it daily as well.
They also have used the pandemic time to their good advantage. Do you think it would have been as easy, suppose they didn't have, because the people are working over here, so that allowed free access?
Correct.
Would it be easy if they were working over here to do this turnaround?
Yeah, I think Mr. Yuvraj is right. I think it gave them an opportunity where when you don't have employees, easy to do a lot of things. But at the same time, even when employees are actually working, sometimes it becomes advantage because employees see what you're doing, right? They get motivated. Because ultimately, I think whatever Raiaskaran has done is actually for the people inside the building. So when an employee sees, okay, there is some change happening in the building, they also become part of it. So it works both ways.
So you had a tour of this place. So what is it, one or two major things that impressed you about this?
I think one is the air quality, which is absolutely, so I got a sense out of it, because whenever I go into and by now I would have visited some 500 to 600 LEED certified buildings across the world. So whenever I get into a building, the first thing I see is the air quality, and here I can actually sense that the air quality is one of the best I've actually come across in any of the LEED certified buildings. So I think that's one thing which I can immediately look at.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Bye.
I don't have any good memories of coming to Sakinaka, so entering this place has been such a delight. And it's really, I've done a job in this area and one day I've left. So it's really pleasant coming here. It doesn't feel like a tech park, it just feels like almost close to like a greenhouse.
Yeah. No, I think that was our intention. Thank you so much. Sakinaka is an amazing area. We are striving to make it the best. We are striving to be on an international level wherever we are in Bombay. So I think that's part of our goal.
Okay, as one of India's topmost real estate brand, you achieve this amalgamation of sustainability and art in Indian luxury living. So what kind of effort does that take? Is that easy? Is that tough? How do you strike a fine balance between aesthetics, between utility, and above all, keeping sustainability at the core of it all?
It's not an easy balance to keep, and we've strived really hard right from the beginning. Whenever we design something, when we think of something, we go back to our culture, and I think that's something very important. Indian luxury, sustainability, art is all part of our Indian culture, and I've been fortunate to have been raised in these principles. So they overlap a lot, and each one impacts the other, and it makes it bigger and better. So we keep trying to do more and more, and we keep trying to do better and better. We think this is something that needs to be in the front of real estate. Especially Indian real estate, we have to have our own identity, and to be able to do that, we have to see what our culture does and gives us. So we're keeping all three in line, and we keep going further in each one while trying to be the best.
Okay, I mean, belonging to that question, so what is the biggest challenge in marrying sustainability and aesthetics and art?
So one is very form driven, which is very technical. So it means that you have to have a lot of things for sustainability. There are a lot of restrictions in many ways. The type of glass we use, the type of materials we use, all those things are limiting. So to be able to make them look aesthetic, to be able to give it a design that's pleasing to the eye is very important.
So that's where the first challenge really comes in. The second, of course, is in terms of cost. You know, the standard mentality is that being green, being more aesthetically pleasing, and having art is always more expensive, which isn't really the biggest case. We're trying to bust those myths by giving some of the best designs and thinking in a way that our ancestors did, you know, cross ventilation, natural light, and giving the best building materials that are all sourced locally. So a lot of time goes into thinking and planning, and then the execution, which is not something that we are now used to. So that's where the challenges really arise, and I think we're really doing a good job of doing better and better at that.
Okay, and is sourcing out sustainable material for a tech park like that, is it easy to get the stuff easily in India or goes off it from abroad?
No, India's come a long way to give us a lot of the materials that we don't realize we actually have right here in our country. And that's part of being sustainable, is to source locally, work locally, and use the infrastructure around us. You know, the whole park that you see over here, every tree that's planted has actually been grown right here in this park. Every plant that we've created has been grown over here. So it's not difficult, it's just a question of how much thought goes behind it. India is a very, very capable country. We have everything that we need right at our fingertips. We've always had it. Now's the time to go out and reach it and use it to the best of our advantage.
Yeah. What are the parts of India where you sourced out different things from over here?
So right from Rajasthan, when we look at our stone, the concrete and the sand that's obviously is used over here. Fly ash, which is one of the most sustainable materials that we could use, has all been made right here on site. Even the wood that you're seeing all around us, a lot of it is scrap wood, a lot of it is reused, and a lot of the later on materials like the water that's just there over here, or the technology we've used for that, all the recycling is all local, and all of it is put over here. How we've used the construction water also is all about what we had right here on site, without tapping into the wells, without tapping into too much of the infrastructure, harvesting the water that comes from rainfall. All of that is part of what sort of God has just given us straight up.
So they're right in the midst of monsoon, so you have a water harvesting facility in the center?
Yeah, so all the water that's coming in the heavy rains, most of it we try to capture. We use it for re-watering of plants, washing of toilets, flushing, a lot of these other facilities where you would not realize a lot of water gets wasted, cleaning the buildings, mopping, things like that. So all of it gets filtered and reused, which otherwise would just be a big waste.
So you were counted as one of the top three professional private IT parks.
Right.
What makes you stay in the top three? What's that you are doing differently?
So I think right from when you enter, and it was very kind, there was a compliment which said that, you know, if you've ever been towards Sakinaka, people think, you know, who wants to go all the way there? But over here, we've tried to create an environment for the people first. It's not just for our clients, but so much for their employees. We really take care of them right from their daycare for their children, to the air they're breathing, the water they're drinking, and the productivity they have over here. So every year we go in, we reinvest in the park. We do a lot more to ensure that the people who come here on a daily basis are very happy, they're productive. So when they go home, they're so much more positive. I think to be in the top three, or to be just relevant and important, it's about how you take care of the people you're servicing. And we're first a service industry more than anything else. So that's how we constantly keep upgrading ourselves. Of course, there's a large investment in technology, in services. So that all comes together to keep us in the top.
So were you expecting the LEED certification? I mean, obviously there's a process of formally applying for this. When did you apply for it?
So we started this process right when the lockdown hit. It was the first time in so many years that we had the park to ourselves to actually be able to make a lot of the upgradation that's required. But our chairman, Mr. Yuvraj S Rajan, was the one who turned our entire vision and said, look, we have to be on an international level. We have to reach and represent Indian real estate on the global scale. And the certification we got is a global certification. It's the same in Sydney, same in New York, as it is right here in Bombay. So to be able to achieve that, we extremely pleasantly surprised, but we'd always set our goals on getting this certification, and we didn't just want to get it at a bare minimum level, we wanted to get it at the highest points possible. So something that's really important to us is we got it by a large margin of points, which means we did that much more. It's been about a 2-year journey to be able to achieve this, and a lot of hard work and efforts went into being able to achieve it, right from the data collection to upgradation of our systems. So we're very happy, and yeah, I think that's a lot to do with our team and the effort that they stepped up when they were required. Nobody was scared to get out. We would meet regularly, and we would keep thinking of what more we can do. How do we keep going one level better? So when we do open our gates back to the world, which is happening right now, we're seeing such a change in the commercial real estate scene. We're seeing so many clients coming in. We're seeing people from all over the world coming, and when they come here, they're shocked. They've seen what it was before, and now they're seeing what we've done. So all the hard work definitely is paying off, and we definitely took a little less family time, but the time to introspect and grow was something that was a blessing in disguise.
Okay, last question. Could you throw light on your forthcoming projects?
Yes, we have a commercial project that's soon going to be announced in the heart of Bombay, Bandra West. It's a commercial development. Again, a state-of-the-art with international and Indian architects coming together. The name is Turner House, and we're extremely excited. It also practices the top-of-the-line sustainability practices. It's already received a LEED Platinum pre-certification, and it's getting a lot of international acclaim. So we're very excited for that project to come out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.